good in the hoodie, y'all? It's me, Cheyenne. Today I'm back with another video. And in today's video, I will be talking about Bridgerton Part 1. I know usually I take a break video where I basically talk about something that doesn't have to necessarily revolve around one TV show. But I have to talk about this because I just got done watching it yesterday. I wrote my little script for it, and now I'm here to spill the tea. If you follow me on Twitter, then you already know I said my twos. I didn't say everything because I wanted to leave some stuff for the video specifically, but I said my twos. To start off, I just want to say that I will not be touching on every couple in the summary. I will be talking about the couples in the review, but in my review and talking about my review and everything, but I will not be talking about the couples in the summary because we got 18 plot points. I'm not. I'm just gonna be talking about Colin and Penelope. I'm not gonna be spitboxing about everybody else. You really want to hear me talk about my personal opinion? Skip over to the review. I usually have the chapters on the slider in the video or just down below in the description if I didn't type in the slider. If I didn't type in the chapters right. So without further ado, let's get to the summary. So this season starts off with obviously Penelope. She's looking for a husband this season. During her search for a husband, Colin also comes back from his recent trip. I forgot exactly where he went to, but he went to multiple different countries, right? Colin comes back. He is kind of like the star boy. Like every girl kind of wants him at this point. Like he definitely had his low glow up since the previous seasons, and everyone's sad for it, right? At this point, Penelope is really kind of having a hard time getting a relationship with anyone. Not to mention her relationship with Eloise is in trouble, is in turmoil, troublesome. Like it's just a lot that's going on. Just so happened during this point, Eloise also becomes friends with Cressida, who's known for spreading gossip, starting rumors, doing this, that, and the third. She's known to have tea, especially causing turmoil with Penelope. So it was like, Eloise, you wrong. Why are you friends with the enemy? I get it, you don't like Penelope right now, but Penelope decides that in order to get a husband, she has to start doing things different. Dressing different, doing her hair different, her makeup, etc., right? She starts having Colin help her kind of pick up, like basically learn how to flirt. Like Colin basically helped her learn how to get in a relationship with a man, which is, it's that. But yeah, Eloise caught Penelope at her house, and then she asked Colin why she was there. And Colin basically ended up telling her, like, yeah, she's here because I'm helping her out to try to get a man. Don't tell anybody about it. Eloise ends up telling Cressida, sorry. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm sorry. But Eloise ends up telling Cressida about it. And while they were having that conversation, somebody else overheard it and then started to spread the rumor that Penelope was getting help from Colin, right? Because, Lady Whistledown exposes all the secrets, Penelope was forced to write in her paper about this drama, and everyone started to laugh at Penelope. She kind of became the laughing stock of the town, this, that, and the third, right? Colin went to go check up on Penelope just to make sure she was all right and everything, in which Penelope ends up basically sobbing and saying that she might never get a kiss from anyone. So then it ends up with them kissing because he wanted to make her feel better, whatever the case may be. Because of the kiss, now Colin and Penelope are like in this awkward stage. Like it's very awkward. Eloise apologizes to Penelope for spreading the rumor, which intensifies their alliance in each other. After the scandal between Penelope and Colin was kind of figured out, Lord Debling was the only one that was willing to give Penelope a chance because he kind of knows how it feels to be an outcast. He's a naturalist vegan. He knows how it feels to be an outcast. Cressida also expresses that she might want Lord Debling because he has a lot of money. He has a lot of fortune, right? Colin begins to get a little bit jealous once Penelope starts flirting with Lord Debling and other men in general. He just starts really look at her all the time, see what she's doing, what she's saying, if she really likes this person, whatever the case may be. The air balloon show, a balloon gets loose and almost hits Penelope, but Colin and other people, Benedict and all of it. They end up grabbing the balloon and stopping it in time from hitting Penelope. But in that same instance, Lord Devlin covered Penelope and protected her if she was to get hit from the balloon. The ball later on that day, Colin almost showed his love to Penelope by telling her, but Lord Devlin stepped in just in the nick of time and danced with her. Actually, not even in the nick of time. Colin was just taking too long. He was sitting there looking stupid. He wasn't trying to say nothing for real. Penelope and Lord Devlin seem to be getting along very well. Colin is in shambles. Lord Devlin hints to Penelope that he wants to marry her, in which she's excited for, but she doesn't know she loves him. Colin begins expressing how lonely he is to his friends and to himself. Like, he's sleeping, mind you, at this point, Colin is sleeping around with A, B, C, and D people, but he's kind of like, oh, I'm lonely, like I don't have love with me. Lord Devlin asks Penelope's mom for her hand in marriage, and obviously her mom said yes. Penelope is hesitant to marry him, like I said, because she's still in love with Colin, essentially. Colin interrupts Lord Devlin and Penelope's dance, saying that Penelope shouldn't marry him. Lord Devlin ends up finding out that Penelope lives right across the street from the Bridgerton house, and the reason why she's always at the window all the time is because she's always staring and trying to get with Colin. He ends up not wanting to marry Penelope anymore. Colin then ends up admitting his feelings for Penelope to her, and it ended with a whole lot of that went down in the carriage. They was just doing their twos or whatever the case may be. It wasn't full, sex, but they was doing a whole lot of. This part, it ends with Colin asking Penelope to marry him, and that's where we left off. So time for my review. So I am so excited. First of all, okay, let me get into my review. First of all, this season chewed. I'm sorry, I love this season mainly because this was the one couple that didn't irritate the hell out of me. Like, I actually messed with both of the people in it and their actions somewhat, but I'm gonna get into that, right? Actually, that might be the first thing I talk about. With that being said, how much I do love and enjoy this season so far, the first thing I want to touch on is, no, this love trope is a love trope I hate. Granted, and the way that they formulated this love trope, I actually like it, but I hate this love trope in general, where it's typically the woman, she's always after this guy, trying to get his attention, trying to be with him, and then he ends up just acting like he has no clue why she's acting the way she is, whatever the case may be. He has no love for her whatsoever, whatever, right? Typically, it's in like a friends to lovers relationship, and then when she finally is like, okay, he obviously doesn't like me, let me just move on, let me do mine, then all of a sudden it peeks into his mind like, oh yeah, I actually do love her. And then mind you, it's typically after he sleeps with 20 other people, right before her. Like, he messes with 20 other people. So me personally, I don't like that love trope, but the way that they executed in here, I don't hate it. So Penelope and Colin do it for me. I'm sorry, I thought I was gonna hate this season. Twitter convinced me I was gonna hate this season and I was gonna hate Colin and everything. I don't like, I hated season 2. I didn't hate season 2, but season 2 irritated me. Season 1 irritated me. Queen Charlotte was cool, but I'm sorry, I'm sad for this one. I'm just sad. The next thing I want to say is Lord Devlin, like, despite him not end up being with Penelope or whatever, I mess with him. He cool in my books. I don't have beef with him. Yeah, I would have I would have told Penelope to kick rocks. I would have told anyone that's obviously in love with somebody else, kick rocks. Why you here? Like, we know why you here, but also like, why you here? Next, Penelope. I'm sorry, she cute this season. She looks so good this season, and I can't wait because I think next season, great. I was gonna say next season. Next season not gonna come out until, because I was gonna say parts, but we're not gonna get Benedict. Oh, that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna speak on it, but they made Penelope look gorgeous this season. Gorgeous. She looks so good this season. Next, Benedict and Lady Tilly Arnold. I'm actually hot about that. I have to be honest. I'm hot about that only because, yes, okay, yeah, he ends up having a wife in the book or whatever. But I wanted Benedict with a man so bad. I needed it with a guy so bad. Like, granted, they wouldn't have been like in public with each other at all. But like, I just needed that. I needed that story, that plot. The next thing I want to discuss is Francesca and John Sterling. Okay, so I'm sad for their thing, but I'm also going to talk about this in a minute. But first of all, okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna just talk about that later. But first of all, I'm sad for them. Like, I love it. I love them, and I wish that we were hinted that they were going to be a thing, but then I don't know, like, it's just a lot right now. Like, I really like them as a couple, and I really hope that they're gonna get together and be nice and cool with each other. So Marcus Anderson and Lady Bridgerton, I'm pretty sure they had some type of past in Queen Charlotte that was shown. I could be wrong, but I honestly don't remember him at all. Well, I remember his face, but it could have been from something completely different. But I don't know if they have some type of connection. So I don't know. I'm kind of lost, but I'm sad to try to figure out what's going on between them two and why they acting funny as hell. Next, Mr. Mondridge and his, okay, so the black couple, right? I love them. That's first off. I love the Mondridge, right? But I do also think that it sucks the predicament that they're in. Like, okay, our son inherited all of this, so now we're gonna give up everything we built. Just, I don't know, to me that just sucks, because it's like, I understand the wife's point of view, like, oh, let's just embrace this new life, like, we don't have a choice, especially because the queen is gonna be like, oh, how are you a lord, or how are you one of us, one of the social people, but then, or one of the society people, but then you work. Like, I don't know, I feel like that's just the whole thing with that. But then I also understand his, because I'll be damned if I worked so hard as a boxer or even as a businessman in order to get to where I am, just for my son to inherit everything, and now I'm just supposed to give up everything I've worked for. Like, Eloise, I don't hate Eloise. I'm sorry, I could never hate Eloise. There's nothing in my body that can make me hate Eloise. Yes, her hanging out with Cressida, I was like, okay, whatever, right? But even when they're hanging out, she's still defending Penelope, and she's still not even here for chitter chatter about gossiping or spreading bad news about her and whatever. So I don't know. I'm cool with Penelope. And I'm sorry, I love Penelope. I mean, not Penelope, Eloise. I love Eloise so bad. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just here for her. I'm always gonna be here for her. Next, I wonder how much it really costs to produce one episode of Bridgerton. Because I was really kind of just thinking about how, like, I forgot what scene it was. I think it was the whole library scene when they went into the library and had all the paintings up and it had like everything. It just looked really nice. And I was just like, dang, I wonder how much, like, just for that scene alone, I wonder how much it costed to make, let alone a whole entire episode. Like, I truly kind of wonder how much it was for all of that. Come here. I didn't talk to you for a minute. to the people that read the Bridgerton books, come here. I'm speaking to you directly right here. Um, be quiet. No disrespect. I get it. This is your time to talk about the bugs and have a conversation around the bugs. Have a conversation with y'all. You feel me? That's the only way that I'm on it, because to me, like, and this goes back to Francesca and John Sterling. Why do I already know that they're not gonna work out and something's gonna happen and they're not gonna be a couple? I shouldn't know that information. I don't read the books. But no, y'all read the books and I have to spoil it for everybody. Like, to me, that's so weird. Like, yeah, I get it, the books are older, whatever, but not everyone reads the books. Or not like me personally, I never knew about Bridgerton until season 2 was gonna come out. I didn't even know when season 1 came out. And then is this inclining me to read the books? Possibly, but also, like, I have so many other things I'm trying to do. Like, I don't have time to sit and pick up a book and read it, especially me personally. I don't like period pieces in books. I'm not gonna, to me, it's just weird. Like, why are you spoiling it? Like, to me, that was so weird. And people did that with freaking Benedict just before this last season came out, season 3, part 1. Before it came out, people was all talking about Benedict, how we can't wait for his plotline or whatever, and everyone's all like, oh, well, he's gonna get a wife, he's gonna get a wife. And it's just like, God, like, and they're like, well, in the book he has a wife, in the book he has a wife. Well, can we just have hope? Can we wonder anymore? Can we wonder what's going to happen? Like, what happened to that? Like, just because you read the book doesn't mean you need to now spoil everything. Like, if people want to be happy because of a couple right now, and you know that that couple's not going to work out, or something's going to happen, or whatever the case may be, then simply just be quiet. Just be quiet. It's not that hard. Like, the last thing I'm going to discuss is the fact that y'all lied. Specifically Twitter. Everyone was talking about, oh, Bridgerton has such a big cliffhanger. Bridgerton has such a big cliffhanger. No, it doesn't. Part 1 does not have no big cliffhanger. I'm sorry. We knew Penelope and Colin was going to get together. It would have, to me, it would have been a big cliffhanger if he was all like, no, I don't want to marry you. And they just left off like that. That would have threw me off. But he was just like, oh, you, basically he was like, oh, you want to marry me, right? Something like that. But basically he wants to marry her, right? Yeah. Ain't that why we here? Yeah, he's gonna marry her. I'm confused. Why was that such a big cliffhanger for people? That's why we're here. That's the whole plot point. Anyways, that'll be it for today's review. Like I said, I enjoyed Bridgerton part 1. I'm excited for Bridgerton part 2. I wonder when we're gonna get the next season, because that's what I'm really sad for. That's what I'm sad for. I just really don't like how they did break it up into 2 parts. Like, I get it, having us talk about it, anticipate for it, whatever the case may be, but it's also like, right, yeah. If you haven't watched it, I 1000% recommend you check it out. Especially if you're like me and you didn't like the first 2 couples, or you didn't really mess with them. I'll recommend, come in for this, because I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it. Even me not liking that love trope, I still found myself enjoying this season. It did too. So yeah, that'll be it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below, and yeah, see ya.